If you need any clarification about the horrors of the Middle East conflict and the absolute heartlessness, brutality and depravity of the terrorists of Hamas and their supporters, then it comes today in the form of an announcement from that bloodthirsty Islamist extremist outfit. Here it is reported by the BBC. Hamas announcing it is to return 4 bodies of hostages. Hamas says it will hand over the bodies of 4 hostages on Thursday, including the 2 youngest people held by the Palestinian armed group. The group's negotiator, Khalil al-Hayya, said the bodies to be released would include those of the Bibas family, Shiri, and her young children, Kfir and Ariel, who were aged 9 months and 4 years when Hamas kidnapped them during the 7th of October 2023 attack. The dead bodies of this young mother and her 2 infant sons are to be returned. This is the horrific news we have been dreading since the very first hours of this trauma. This abomination more than 16 months ago. That's when we saw video footage filmed by the terrorists or the Gazan civilians supporting them as they took Shiri Bibas hostage, as they kidnapped her at gunpoint, along with little Kfir and Ariel, as she clung desperately to them. We don't show you that vision because the family in Israel finds it too distressing. There they were, alive and healthy, when taken by these monsters. Now they are dead. This has long been suspected. They may have been dead for over a year. However they died during this conflict, they are only dead because these evil terrorists kidnapped them. So Hamas killed them. They are only dead because Hamas and its supporters considered that apart from slaughtering and defiling innocent men, women and children, it was also okay to take a mother and her 4-year-old and her 9-month-old sons, take these children hostage to keep them as human shields while they committed their atrocities and deliberately incited their horrible and pointless war. Shiri Bibas, a mother who, like any mother, would not and could not let go of her boys. 4-year-old Ariel, 9-month-old Kfir. Surely the youngest hostages and now victims, adding to the Hamas death count. Ask yourselves how often you heard world leaders, politicians, anti-war activists or Muslim community leaders demand the release of the Bibas family. Ask yourselves how often the Western media highlighted their plight while they ran Hamas figures and propaganda about what was happening in Gaza. Ask yourselves how an organisation that commits crimes against humanity such as this, day after day for more than 500 days, deserves any support or any justification in public debate, in public protests, or in diplomatic negotiations. Instead, we see Hamas terrorists out of their civilian clothes and parading around as soldiers now because a ceasefire is in place, claiming some sort of kudos for freeing Yarden Bibas just weeks ago, while now they prepare to hand over the bodies of his wife and children. These cowardly barbarians deserve no mercy. Hamas needs to be eliminated and destroyed, not negotiated with. Now they trade the bodies of kidnapped children to get their own terrorists out of Israeli prisons. They can sink no lower. The actions of humans cannot be more hideous. It is believed that Hamas continues to hold 36 living hostages and 34 dead bodies. It's for those hostages I wear this badge. And they'll continue to trade these living people and dead bodies in these repugnant deals. And in the streets of our cities, activists regularly chant their support for Hamas. Little wonder many of us feel that Western civilization is in decline.